Good morning to a brand new day. Time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for everyone. This is such a great book. Hey, welcome back to Discovery Ranch. I'm Mr. Dawson, and I'm here to take you on discovery so you can learn how to read and write. All week, we have been learning really great stuff, and today we're going to use it because today is reading day. Right. By the way, have I told you about the activity book? Remember, if you write to me and tell me something that you've learned, I will send you an activity book. That's right. I can't wait to hear from you. Well, to begin our reading day, let's look at our essential question. It is, what kinds of things grow on a farm? Farm fresh. Oh, when you get stuff from the farm, oh my goodness, it is so incredibly good. Oh my goodness. Yes, so today we're going to talk about what kind of things grow on a farm. Now, I have some other books right over here that you can look at, and maybe you can get those and have somebody read them to you. I have Stone Soup and Apples and Pumpkins and Otis and the Scarecrow and Over in the Garden. Those are some books. They're incredible books, boys and girls. You should check them out. I bet you could do that on Sora. All right. Let me talk about our book today. Our book today is An Orange in January. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 words in that title. And remember, every book has a front cover, a back cover, and a spine that holds the book together. Right. Now, remember that when we read a story, the teacher is going to ask questions to see if you've really been listening. So I'm going to do the same thing after this story. That's right. And this is a narrative story. Remember, a narrative story is a story that is talking about some interesting things that you might find great. It's not informative. Informative is it's giving you information. So this is a narrative book, An Orange in January. I hope you enjoy this story.
An Orange in January. An Orange in January, written by Diana Hutz Aston and illustrated by Julie Marin. In a land that glowed with spring light and an orange blossomed, bees feasted on nectar sweet as honey until the petals fell away and the orange began to grow into what it was meant to be. It grew slowly and steadily, fed by the earth's soil and the ocean's breath. Soaked with rain and drenched in sunshine, the orange grew plump and bright, until a hand, brown with seasons of sun, plucked it from its branch, while dew still glittered on the leaves. Its days of growing were over, but there was life in it yet, and it still had far to go. From bag to basket, truck to truck. It followed the skyway over mountains, across deserts and plains, until the orange arrived at a grocery store. There it rested aglow with the goodness inside it, until two hands, small and soft, took it from the pile and called it the best one of all. Carrying it home, the child felt its roundness and imagined himself a juggler, a pitcher, a clown with an orange ball. That night, as ice gleamed on the branches, he dreamed of a land that shone in summer light. When morning came, the orange reached the end of its journey, bursting with the seasons inside it. And two hands, pink with cold, shared its segments, so that everyone could taste the sweetness of an orange in January.
Did you enjoy that book? I hope that you did. Now, remember, at the front of the story, I said teachers love to ask questions to see if you are really listening. Those are called comprehension questions. And I have some questions right here. Let me ask my first question. What happens before the orange begins to grow? Do you remember that in the story? Right, there was bees, and the bees went and got the nectar out of the flower. That's right. And then after that, what happened? Right, the petals fell off the flower. And that's when the orange starts to grow. Did you know the bee helps it? That's right. That's how they make an orange and other fruit. Here's another question for you. What helps the orange to grow? What helped the orange to grow? There was 4 things that I saw in the book. Right, there was rain, and then there was sun and soil. Now the 4th thing was kind of interesting. It said the breath. And really what they're saying is the air. So it had rain, sun, soil, and air. Now, when those oranges got big and they picked them, where did those oranges go? Right, they went to market. And when they go to market, guess what? Your mom and dad go to the market and they buy those oranges and they peel them and you get them and you eat each one. Oh, I would love to have an orange right now. Oh, that would be so fantastic. Whew, makes me want to get one right now. But we can't. I want to talk about one of the pages in the book. Here it is. I want to talk about this because I want you to notice that in the story, when they're writing it, there's a lot of things we can discover. Like when they write words, there's spaces after each word, and then they put another word. Do you see all the spaces between each word? It makes things so much easier to read. Also, there's punctuation. They put periods at the very end. Right. Ooh, and I know what I was wanting to talk about. A really good one is when they get done all the way over here and I don't have enough room to write anymore. They do a return sweep. They do a return sweep and they start the sentence again. All right. Hey, we have to get going. We have a lot of things to do. Guess what? We need to write. We need to write. Here is our question. How does the picture tell what the trip was like? Ooh, do you see this? Look at that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what they've done. Because when they take those trucks and have the oranges in it, they're going a long way. So my story is, the trip was very long. And I'm going to use the sight words the and was today. You can see them on our sight word wall over there. Because our sentence, like I said, is the trip was very long. Let's see how many words in that sentence. You ready? Let's go. The trip was very long. 5 words in that sentence. Let me get my trusty dusty pen and here we go. What was the first word? My sentence was, the trip was very long. What's the first word? The. And I can use the sight word board. The. T-H-E. There we go. What's our sentence? the trip was very long. And I have the, what's the next word? Trip. Trip. Ooh, what's that first sound in that word? Trip. It's T. But remember, like down here, I'm going to put my space first. T, R. I. P, P is for P. Our sentences, the trip was very long, and I have the trip, what's the next word? Was. So, oh, there it is over there. You see the check mark? How do you spell was? But first, I'm going to put my space, was. W-A-S. There we go. So our sentence is the trip was very long, and I have the trip was, what's the next word? Very. Good. I'm going to put my finger space there, and then we're going to do very. What's the very first sound? V. V is for V. And then we have an E and an R. And here's a really cool thing. Very. You hear that E at the end, but no, it's not an E. It's a Y. How interesting is that? We'll have to talk about that later. Maybe first grade will talk to you about that. I don't know. Maybe we will if we have time. So our sentence is the trip was very long, and I have the trip was very, what's the last word? Long. Okay, so I had to put my space there. What, excuse me, what's the first sound in long? Ooh, hey, that's the letter we studied about. Ooh is for L. Ooh, ah. Long. And that's an N and a G. So my sentence is the trip was very long, and I have the trip was very long. I'm done. So what do I do now? Oh, that's right. Every sentence has to have a punctuation, so I'm going to put a period there. So I have my uppercase, I have my period, I have my verb was, and oh, the trip is the noun. Oh, I got it. I have all the things. Oh my goodness, I have a sentence. The trip was very long. That is amazing. We've done so many things today. We read our book, and then we talked about some, comprehension questions. Yes. And, then we looked at, spaces and sentences and return sweeps. And then we ended up writing a sentence. Do you see how we used all those things that we've been learning all week to help us learn to read and write? Oh, you guys did so well today. I hope to see you next week. Come back. We're going to have fun. Bye. Good morning to a brand new day. Time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for everyone.